Luffy managed to obtain a new transformation after awakening his fruit in 1A, then obtaining Gear 5, a very powerful transformation, feared even by the Gorosei. Although the whole world has seen the wanted poster of Luffy sporting his Gear 5, few people really know why Luffy looks like this in this new poster. Even the Straw Hat Pirates who witnessed Luffy's new transformation at a glance did not understand this new transformation very well, making it a mystery until now. In today's video, we're going to talk about how Luffy got his Gear 5. What was the reaction of everyone around him the moment he saw Luffy in this transformation for the first time, and when Luffy will be able to show this transformation again. Guys, it all started when Luffy accidentally ate the fruit of the sun god that belonged to Shanks and his crew, thus obtaining a completely rubber body, initially thinking that he had a paramecia fruit, but did not know the real power that this fruit has. Throughout history, we see that Luffy managed to find uses in his fruit in which it was considered useless. Through the fruit of the sun god, Luffy was able to create a wide variety of techniques, allowing him to face powerful enemies. During Luffy's journey, we found out about the existence of the sun god, an entity that we got to know better during the Huan arc. Little by little, we obtained information about this deity worshipped by many. In a confrontation between Jinbe against Who's Who, we discovered that the god of the sun was called Nika. Considerably relevant information, but for Luffy and Kaido's final fight, it would be extremely important to know this information, as it would present us with a great revelation coming from our protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. In the One arc, we see that Luffy faced Kaido several times, but was easily defeated by the commander of the 100 Beasts. In their final confrontation, Kaido knocks out Luffy after a CP0 agent disrupts the confrontation, causing Luffy to awaken his fruit, something that wasn't so surprising since Law and Kid had awakened their fruits a few chapters before. But in Luffy's case, it was totally different. With the awakening of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, we were given incredible information. Luffy didn't carry the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nicker, a fruit considered legendary for the Gorosei. For more than 800 years, no one ate it. This fruit had its true name and power hidden for a long time, with the purpose that no one knew of its existence. With the awakening, Luffy was able to confront Kaido with the same level of strength, managing to even pull Kaido in his dragon form, showing that this new awakening made him very strong. After managing to awaken, Luffy briefly showed his new appearance to his companions. They recognized him, but were surprised by Luffy's new appearance. It was completely different from the usual. With his new awakening, Luffy's appearance has changed. His hair and clothes turn white. His eyes glow with white ring-shaped pupils, and white clouds float around his neck, similar to the clouds of steam that accompanied him in Gear 4. Luffy now emits a kind of white light from his body during attacks, which could possibly mean that he can emit the great light of a sun from his body, as his hair resembles white solar flames, which left his companions quite confused with the identity of the person who was confronting Kaido. But they soon realized that she was actually Luffy, who had somehow gained a new appearance. After that event in which Luffy used his new transformation called Gear 5, his companions didn't question him about how he had achieved that incredible power. So far, only Bonnie questioned about this new transformation of Luffy. After being saved by the Straw Hat Pirate and being taken by the current to the island of Vegapunk along with Jin, Luffy and Chopper, Bonnie questioned Luffy about his photo that was on his wanted poster. Bonnie says that she thought Luffy's hair was now white. Even the people who worked at the newspaper made a big fuss over this change in Luffy's hair. Proudly, Luffy says that he looks like that when he is completely free. Bonnie even gets curious, asking what that means, but soon gives up knowing and questions Luffy about other matters. So through this brief dialogue, we can see that Luffy is aware of the capabilities of this new transformation, although the whole world doesn't really know what this change in Luffy's appearance could mean. In this new arc in which the manga is currently in, the Straw Hat Pirates and Bonnie along with Vegapunk will confront C0. The agents have the mission to take the life of Vegapunk, but the great scientist is being able to create a certain friendship with the Straw Hat Pirates, which will make the Straw Hat Pirates help Vegapunk to defeat the CP0 agents, and a confrontation between Luffy and Lucci may happen again. A confrontation in which Luffy will be able to reveal reveal his new transformation to his allies and show new techniques through this awakening. Now facing Lucci, who also managed to obtain great strength during the time skip. Through this awakening, Luffy grew very strong, gaining an increase in his physical strength, as well as his body gaining more flexibility, freedom, and durability that surpasses what he would receive from his previous transformations, to the point where he now even possesses a malleable body. Luffy's body managed to acquire great resistance to any type of blows or powers, but his weakness against cuts still remains. During the fight against Kaido on top of Onigashima, Luffy was attacked with Bro Breath, an attack in which he is capable of destroying mountains. But when he received this blow directly on his body, we can see that he was not able to hurt him. Luffy's body was just a little charred, but soon after Luffy returned to combat, this happened around twice, demonstrating that not even one of the attacks with a great power of destruction could be effective against this new transformation of Luffy. Another example of this great resistance was shown when Luffy received Kaido's attack called Hasakai right on his head, causing Luffy's face to deform and acquire characteristics of Kaido's Kanabo. Having a face full of thorns and a curved head, all of Kaido's attacks proved useless against Luffy. Kaido even crushed Luffy's body, but at the same moment Luffy managed to make his body return to normal, demonstrating that his body's elasticity became even more powerful. Luffy showed concern just to dodge the air blades Kaido had thrown towards him. As slashing attacks are still capable of injuring Luffy's body, elements are also capable of causing something to Luffy's body, as demonstrated after Kaido transformed his dragon body into a dragon that gave off a great amount of heat. He was able to make Luffy feel his body burning, consequently injuring him. Luffy is able to use the ability to inflate his body without the need to pump air into his body. He can make his body grow naturally using only his will. In this way, he is able to enlarge his arm to enormous size to grab Kaido's transformed body and pull him out of the skull. By doing so, Luffy increases his strength, being able to move heavy objects depending on how much he has increased your body. With his enlarged body and muscles, Luffy could easily move Kaido despite his massive size by swinging him from side to side. Luffy could also perform inflation on his entire body at once, transforming himself into a giant of huge size, demonstrating that he no longer has a limitation on how much he can inflate his body. In addition to not needing to use the air in his lungs to inflate a part of his body that takes a little time, Luffy manages to make his blows even stronger. Luffy's rubber body characteristics can be extended to his surroundings, as seen when Luffy grabbed the ground and caused him to acquire rubber characteristics. He then used the ground to return Kaido's Bro Breath. Luffy has demonstrated the ability to turn a large area of the ground into rubber, causing everything that touches the ground to bounce from side to side, similar to when he uses Gear 4. Luffy in this transformation cannot stand still on the ground. He is constantly being thrown up against his will, but in this case, everyone, even himself, who touched the ground was thrown upwards, being unable to stand still in that area, allowing him to create strategic scenarios to destabilize his enemies, while he had a great advantage since he was already used to a scenario of this kind. This power also seems to be able to affect organic material, as shown when Kaido literally swallowed Luffy whole and then caused his body to expand and inflate along with Luffy. This new power obtained is unlike anything seen before. Even Kaido compares this new power to Luffy, saying that Luffy has powers of a devil fruit of the Paramecia and Zone type, differentiating from everything already seen. There are some events that lead us to believe that he may also have the ability to use the power of an awakened Logia. In two specific scenes, Luffy was able to cross Kaido's body. Despite this form's strength due to inexperience, it consumes a lot of energy to maintain and use, to the point where the exhaustion becomes so intense that Luffy is able to visibly age Luffy, deforming his body rapidly, as if melting away. However, Luffy manages to circumvent this weakness. He has already demonstrated the ability to return to his previous state, forcing his heart to beat in the rhythm of the drums of liberation. But from Kaido's words, it is understandable that by doing this, he loses vitality, which can make him lose his life very soon.